Hey guys, Kitch with GP Knives. Today we're going to be taking a real quick look at the LionSteel Nano. Alright guys, let's take a look at some of the features of the LionSteel Nano. So obviously, being an Italian knife, you get this awesome milled handle. The Italian companies are really good at that, LionSteel especially. So just looking at it here, you get this really cool flat, and then it has really cool like radiused edges that have some machine texture on it. I think that's really cool. It throws the light really neat. I think it adds some nice kind of like personality to a knife, especially when you get just like titanium handles or even on like the micarta and stuff. A lot of times it can look kind of boring if you just have a big flat slab. This really kind of dresses it up and changes that a little bit. It even has like some cool pinstriping going on. The blade on this guy is going to be Magna Cut. Whenever this was announced, it was one of the first knives in Magna Cut that LionSteel had done. They've done a couple since then, but this one's been really hotly anticipated. Another thing that I really like personally is that the pocket clip here, it's a real nice milled titanium pocket clip, and it sits off of the lock bar. So there's no added tension whenever I go to close the knife, and then also it doesn't interfere with the detent at all whenever I go to flip the knife out. So it makes it real nice and smooth. It also has this really cool hole milled right in the tip of the pocket clip, and just looking at that, it's kind of like a wonder of machining to me, so I think that's pretty neat too. So obviously the Nano has a flipper, so that's going to be its primary mode of deployment, is to just kind of flip it out like that. But if you look at it, there's actually a screw in there, and the flipper is completely removable. So I've got one over here that I've taken the flipper off of, so you can see it kind of adds a little bit of extra finger room there. And then it has this really nice double fuller on the blade. You can either pinch that out like a traditional. I can kind of get my thumb in there and roll it out. Or if you're dexterous enough, you can kind of get your finger in there and finger flip it out. I think that that's pretty cool. This one is a Nano and micarta. Let's take a look at all the other different options that we have. Okay, so here are the variants that we've got. So you have micarta, and that comes in black, natural, and dark green. Carbon fiber, obviously comes in carbon fiber. And then you have the full tie variants, and those come in anodized blue, anodized bronze, and then plain tie. The carbon fiber and micarta have a plain tie lock side. And then if you're looking for the lightest variant of the Nano, it's going to be the micarta ones, coming in at just over 3 ounces. Alright guys, let's take a look at some size comparisons to give you guys a better idea of the size of the LionSteel Nano. So here it is laid out with a Spyderco Ambitious and a Wee Banter. So obviously it falls kind of right in the middle of these two. Super different like construction and materials, but I just want you guys to kind of see the size of this knife. There's not a whole lot right in the size range. It's probably closer in size to the Banter, so I'm going to go ahead and move the Ambitious off. So looking at it compared to the Banter, you get very similar size handles, and you get pretty similar cutting edge as well. Like I said, obviously the materials are going to be different, but that's not really the kind of idea behind this. As far as in the hand, especially without the flipper tab, they're going to be super similar. And a little bit more robust blade on the Nano. So I would say that if you're looking for a knife similar in size, kind of like EDC, carryable, kind of like the Banter, I would probably say that the Nano is kind of the perfect knife for you. And then you get Magna Cut blade steel too. So any hard use cutting, anything like that, you're not going to roll, chip the edge, it's not going to rust, stuff like that. So definitely a great EDC knife, especially if you're looking for something that's small, pretty lightweight, but also super sturdy and kind of like a little big knife pocket tank. Alright guys, so out of all those variants, the blue anodized titanium one is my favorite. I really like the way that the light kind of like throws off in the anodization. It's got this real cool milling on it. The pinstripes are polished. It also has this really cool polished floating backspacer. I just think it's a good looking knife. So you guys make sure you hit the comments. Tell me what one you guys would pick. Tell me if you guys are thinking about picking this knife up. If you guys got any other LionSteels in your collection, I want to hear about that too. So like, subscribe, comment down below. Catch you guys next week.